Welcome back, everybody. Today I wanted to make a bit of an informational video for you guys on what's the difference between a clip and a magazine. I know you guys have all heard those terms in relation to firearms, and you've probably heard them interchangeably a whole lot. But maybe you don't know the difference. Maybe you think they're the same thing. They're just two words for the same item. But they're actually not. They're different, and the difference is important to understand. Now, if you want to call a magazine a clip, that's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. However, as long as you understand the difference, that's the real goal of this video. So let's start out by looking at a few different types of clips. And yes, there are different types of clips. These guys, for example, are what we call stripper clips. Yeah, I know it's a funny name, but that's actually what we call them. The reason is because you strip the rounds off of them into a magazine or into the body of a firearm, the internal magazine of a firearm. This particular one is a stripper clip full of 5.56 for a standard NATO pattern magazine, ARP mag, etc. and so forth, to load the magazine, not necessarily to load into the gun directly. This is a SKS stripper clip. It's got 7.62 by 39. Put it on top of the gun, shove the rounds in, take the clip out, chamber around, and fire. That's actually how the SKS was intended to be reloaded when it was designed. Another very similar style of clip here. This is a Mosin Nagant stripper clip. You can use it for Mosin Nagants, Finish M39s, any of those types of guns. And it's got a bunch of 7.62 by 54R on it right now. All of these things, the thing they have in common is there's no spring inside of them. There's nothing in this that does anything other than hold the rounds together to make them faster and easier to reload than doing it one at a time. Similarly, here I have a 8-round in-block clip for an M1 Garand. Again, there's no spring in this one. Biggest difference between these and the ones I showed you before is the M1 won't cycle unless you load a round into the chamber one at a time without one of these. You can't just shove rounds into the M1 by itself. You have to have this in-block clip, and these are clips. Their purpose is to hold the ammo together. Now this is a little bit of a different one, and probably fewer people are familiar with these, but this is actually a Moon clip. So what this is a bunch of 357 Magnum in this case, ammunition for a revolver that is put on this clip. It's a piece of stamped sheet metal where it's cut out, and I can put the rounds on it, and I can easily drop it into a revolver, take it out, and when I take it out when they're shot or when I'm just unloading, they all come out together and they stay together. Again, the idea is to make reloading faster and simpler and carrying ammunition simpler. Now let's move into a few different magazines. Here I have a standard semi-automatic pistol magazine. This one is for a CZ P10C, chambered in 9mm. This has a magazine body, it has a floor plate, it has a spring on the inside and a follower. And that spring and follower push rounds up as they are fired through the gun as it cycles. This has a spring. This is a feeding device for during the operation of the firearm. Seems kind of similar to the M1 Garand M-block clip, but it's not, because there's no spring in this. The spring that feeds these rounds out of this clip is actually inside the M1. It stays in there. It never comes out until you take the gun apart. Moving on with our magazines, here is a standard 30-round AR-15 magazine, 223, similar construction to the pistol magazine. We have a floor plate, we have a spring on the inside, we have a follower on the inside, and we have the magazine body. This feeds rounds into the firearm while it's being fired. When it's empty, you take it out, you pop another one in. Last example of a magazine I'm going to show you guys, just because I don't want to bore you and make this video forever long, is a M1A or M14 magazine. Now this happens to be a 25 rounder instead of the standard 20 rounder, but principle is the same. Surprise, surprise, we have a floor plate. We have something holding the bottom of the magazine together. I should have mentioned that earlier with the pistol. There's a spring on the inside. There's a follower. Those two things push the rounds up to the top. And we have the magazine body. These and these serve a similar function in that they make the carrying and loading of firearms easier. But there's a difference in how they work. And magazines are faster and better, honestly, than any clip I've ever seen. Period. They're constructed better, they hold up better, you can typically use them and reuse them longer, even though they still are perishable items, and they're just way faster to use to reload the gun. Now the exception to that, I guess I could say, is the Moon Clip. But that's because I've never seen a magazine-fed revolver. I don't know that that's even possible. Maybe Ian from Forgotten Weapons has seen something? I don't know. But Moon Clips, fastest way I know of to reload a revolver. That's just me. So I know this was a quick and dirty video, guys, but I wanted to just take a minute, explain the differences between a clip and a magazine to you, just to give you guys that knowledge, give you an idea of the differences. Now, yes, they were made to perform similar tasks. Yes, they both hold ammo. They both feed ammo into the gun. But they function differently, they're constructed differently, and there is a difference there. So the next time that you hear somebody say clip or magazine, now you'll at least know the difference between the two. And if somebody mentions a magazine, you'll know what they're talking about. If somebody talks about a clip and it's somebody who understands the difference and uses the words correctly, you'll know what they're talking about. You won't just think that they mean a magazine. That was the big takeaway from today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. I really appreciate you guys watching it. If you did enjoy the video, please go ahead and hit that like button down below. Hit the subscribe button as well. Go ahead and hit the notification bell. Turn notifications to on so you see all of my videos in the future. And if you have somebody who you think would benefit from this knowledge and or enjoy my content, please share the video with them. It helps the channel out a lot, and I really appreciate it when you guys do that. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, etc., please feel free to post those down in the comments section, or if you'd rather, you can send me a DM on Instagram or send me an email. Both of those are linked in the description of the video to make it easy to find. Hope you guys have a great day. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe out there. Roll Tide, and I'll see you later.